Hey, it's great to see you again. Welcome to another episode of Martin's Monday Pedal Playthrough. If you've not caught any of the 30 or so episodes that have been before this, what we do here is we take a pedal, we play through it with a couple of familiar sounding guitars and just have a listen to what kind of sounds you can get out of it. It's not a review per se, it's not a demo per se, it's just exploring the tones available in one of the many pedals in my collection. While you're here, make sure you click that thumbs up icon down below. That's very much appreciated. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We're trying to build a really cool community here. And comment down below if you tried this pedal and if you have any other thoughts whatsoever. Right, let's get right on with it. So this week we're looking at the Mad Professor Mighty Red Distortion, which is designed to be a kind of 80s sounding distortion. So think that kind of glam metal era with all hair and all that kind of stuff that I grew up listening to. Now I've got it set for the moment 12 o'clock. I'm playing a Telecaster on the bridge pickup. Clean tone. Neck pickup. So you can hear straight away there's a healthy volume boost with all the knobs at 12 o'clock. And a whole load of low end. So let's first of all explore that volume control. Let's find out where would be unity. Most of the way down. Now you might think, what's the use in that? But there's an interesting psychoacoustic effect you get whereby even though clean tones may be actually louder in terms of raw decibels because of the short transients, overdriven sounds sound louder than they actually are. So having a healthy volume boost on your overdrive will help you cut through in a band mix where actually you find sometimes that the more gain you have, the more you disappear. So just playing on your own though, it's very much noticeable how much louder that sound is. So we've got volume, we've got a presence, and we've got a distortion control. Volume down all the way, nothing. And past about sort of 1, 2 o'clock, it's actually starting to drive the amps into overdrive, so it's not getting any louder. If you had an amp that had a whole load of headroom, high watt, a Fender Twin or something, I'm guessing it's just going to get louder and louder and louder and louder. I like my amps to have a little bit of warmth, a little bit of natural compression to them, so they're not breaking up, but they're kind of just on the edge of that. So definitely clean, but enough level through a pedal will definitely push them into overdrive. So at that point, yeah, so I'm going to keep the volume there around about 9, 10 o'clock. It seems to work, but obviously I'll have to adjust it for the distortion. control, at least with the distortion halfway up, is pretty subtle. It definitely rolls off the high end a little bit the more you turn it down, and gives you more clarity and high end as you turn it up. But it's very subtle. It's not like a typical tone control on like Tube Screamer or something like that. It's more sort of subtly balanced control. Also seems to affect the amount of available gain, which is interesting. So the higher up it is, the more gain you get, which suggests that they're a little bit interactive. Let's find that out. Yeah, but there's definitely less gain at 10 o'clock than there was at 2 o'clock. So let's have a look at that distortion control. Let's take it down to about 9 o'clock and then just try a few different positions. So with the distortion most of the way down, I've had to turn up the presence quite a lot because it seems to lose quite a lot of high-end character. Even on a bright guitar like a Tele, I mean, I'm on the bridge pickup, tone control all the way up. But even a slight turn there to 10 o'clock is a lot brighter. Never goes completely clean. Wow, so definitely by the time we're getting the distortion round to 2 o'clock or so, we want to be taking that, not only our volume down, but our presence down as well, because that's starting to get quite bright and cutting. So let's take that back to 12 o'clock. It's not kind of as in your face as a lot of more modern metal style distortions, I guess. Certainly I have the Stone Grey distortion from Mad Professor, and that's definitely got more kind of aggression to it. This is pretty smooth. I switched across to the neck pickup there, and then actually to both pickups in series, which is the highest output position on this four-way switch. And it definitely it had a singing quality. Obviously these are single coils. We'll plug in the Les Paul and hear how it sounds there. But it's not kind of like really sharp and bright. It's, I think, different than any distortion pedals that I am familiar with. But there are thousands of distortion pedals out there. So it may well be that for you it sounds exactly like something you've already tried. Yeah, definitely with the higher the distortion is, the more you need to turn down the volume to compensate for that. Pretty versatile all around. Let's hear it now with some humbuckers. So with the distortion all the way up on this kind of vintage style Les Paul, there's definitely, it's still got that singing character to it. It's a darker sounding guitar. It's actually not that high output. So let's try just giving it a little bit more presence. I'm just going to take the distortion down slightly, and let's just hear the clean tone. So neck pickup, bridge, I think I need to move that nearer the strings. And back on the neck pickup. Yeah, really interesting. Really not responding as I would expect it to with humbuckers. Clearly wants the distortion to be pretty high for the kind of tones at least I expect to get to it. It's much more subtle than I expected, lots more subtle than the kind of brilliant red finish would suggest. Definitely not a metal distortion sound, more of that kind of classic rock 80s distortion. Very cool, very versatile, but not as in your face as perhaps the name and the paint finish and everything else would suggest. Worth trying out though, even though it to me is more of an overdrive sounding pedal than a distortion pedal. Very much lower gain and more gentle sounding than I expected. But very cool. Have you tried this? If so, let me know. So thanks once again for watching Martin's Monday pedal playthrough. Come back next week for another pedal exploration. Until then, if you've not clicked the thumbs up icon, please do. Subscribe if you're not already. Comment down below. I'll see you next week. Take care.